B-Marsh Boxing back at it with another boxing video. What's good, boxing heads and fight fans around the world? Yo, it's official. It's official. Manny Pacquiao officially signs with Al Haymon's PBC outfit. Now, we already heard the speculation for over a week now. The news that Manny Pacquiao and Al Haymon are officially announcing that they'll form an allegiance. Well, they announced a partnership in a press release on Monday morning. You know what I mean? Pacquiao, who's been for over a decade, or maybe 2 decades, he's had a relationship with almost 2 decades with top ranking Bob Arum. You know what I'm saying? And Bob Arum also he didn't promote his last fight, but he had the TV rights because Manny Pacquiao's MP Promotions, they promoted that fight versus Lucas Matisse. And like I said, Bob Arum handled all the TV rights. Well, now it's over for that. I think the man's cut ties. Manny Pacquiao's cut ties with everything to deal with the man. Top Bob Arum, and he's not fucking with Uncle Al Heyman with the PBC Showtime. You know what I mean? Now you already know Manny Pacquiao's a senator boxer. He's gonna join the PBC brand for an announced amount of fights. The first fight will probably be this January, a showdown between him and Adrian Broner. These are words from the man Manny Pacquiao. Quote, I'm very excited about this new chapter in my career and I'm looking forward to a fresh start. I'm invigorated by the prospects of bringing up new fighters under the MP Promotions banner. My team will work closely with Al Heyman for the remainder of my career to deliver the most anticipated fights for the top PBC fighters. Those are the fights the fans want to see and the ones I want to have close out my career. End quote. So Manny Pacquiao still has his MP Promotions, Manny Pacquiao Promotions, and he's also going to be bringing fighters from Asia, from recruiting fighters from Asia. You might see Lou Bin again. You never know. You know what I'm saying? He's going to be bringing fighters from Asia to the scene, and he's going to bring them to the PBC to mix and match also with PBC fighters. So I like the deal. I never thought in a million years I would ever hear Manny Pacquiao and Al Heyman's name go together. But it's all well and fine. Mike D's in the chat. He's asking Broner versus Pacquiao, who you got? Man, ain't nobody fucking with Pacquiao. Only man who could really beat Pacquiao in the last few years has been who? Juan Manuel Marquez, who's retired, Floyd Mayweather, and that about it. Jeff Horn ain't beat him. You know what I'm saying? You know. And I even read an article. I might make a video on that too. You know what I mean? I'll probably get into that later. You know what I'm saying? But let me read some quotes from John Ramos, who heads MP Promotions. He says, MP quote, MP Promotions is very excited about his last phase of Manny's Hall of Fame career. We look forward to launching this new relationship with Manny's first world title defense. I would also like to acknowledge matchmaker Shawn Gibbons, legal counsel Tom Falgui, and Senators Manny's aide Steve Humalon for their tireless effort and invaluable advice. Okay, but to answer your question, Mike B, I got Pacquiao beating Broner, no doubt about it. Mike 104. Pacquiao said he wanted to retire for the past few years. How many fights on this deal? It's undisclosed as of right now. I'm not privy to that information because it's not out there. But nevertheless, don't matter to me. He's on PBC side. That's where the best welterweights on the planet are. You know what I mean? Start off with AB. Give AB that thrashing he's long been waiting for and long been asking for. You know what I mean? He was offered a Manny Pacquiao fight 2 years ago in 2016. He said, hell nah. He wants to make a lot more money than I guess what was being offered at the time. You know what I mean? Well, last I heard, as far as Adrian Broner's business news, he had signed a 10 fight deal with Mayweather Promotions. You know what I mean? So maybe that's where the guap will come from to keep the man satisfied. You know what I mean? To keep the man uh, Adrian Broner satisfied with the kind of payday because he will get an ass whooping. You know what I mean? So he want to get well compensated for that. Well, you know, Adrian, there's a lot of fighters over there on the PBC side. Excuse me. Only time I've ever seen Manny Pacquiao look bad ever since the Floyd Mayweather loss was against Jeff Horn. And still a fight that I thought he won, you know what I mean? You check it. And besides that, he's washed all his opponents. It's not even been close, you know what I mean? You know what I'm saying? No fight. Jesse Vargas wasn't close. AB went life or death with Jesse Vargas, you know what I'm saying? Timothy Bradley, that fight wasn't close. Pacquiao dropped him like twice. That was Manny Pacquiao's tune-up fight, coming off of the loss to to Floyd Mayweather. You know what I mean? So a lot of people out here on these YouTube streets, I'm gonna put y'all in check right now. You guys talk a lot of stupid shit. You guys like to diss fellas like Manny Pacquiao. When look, you got fucking Errol Spence, look at his resume compared to fucking Manny Pacquiao's. Like I've been said in my previous video, at least even Manny Pacquiao challenged himself, going up from lightweights. You know what I'm saying? The man was at featherweight, going up to 130, 135, 140, 147, conquering and beating almost all the opponents. At 147, his resume is a little, I'm not going to say suspect. He has some good names on it, but it ain't stronger than the lower divisions. But at least he challenged himself, you know what I mean? Fellas like to always talk about bad about the man Manny Pacquiao. Well, how could you talk bad about Manny Pacquiao when he's trying to align himself with where the best welterweights on the planet are? You know what I'm saying? Come on now. Come on, man. Fellas got to put things in perspective and stop regurgitating what another nut-ass YouTube boxing channel said. Y'all fanboys make me sick, man. You know what I'm saying? Mike D says, this is a big fight. Can't wait, B. Hopefully, Broner can pull the upset. Man, fuck that, man. I want Pacquiao to win that fight, man. Who the fuck can AB beat at welterweight? He don't even like to fight at 147. Pacquiao has W's at 147. Pacquiao wins, we gonna put the pressure on him to fight the other champions, the real champions, whether it's Keith Thurman, Porter, or Spence at 147. That's just what it is, you know what I mean? I'd rather see Pacquiao fight against those guys than Adrian Broner. Adrian Broner went life and death with Vargas, man. I don't want to see that guy fighting no top elite guys no more. You know what I'm saying? Nah, Broner, man. You know, I root for Broner in other fights, but I'm not going to root for him against Pacquiao. That's out. That's out. I'm going to root for a guy, man, went life and death with Jesse Vargas. You know what I'm saying? He's won 1-1 in his last 3 fights. The guy's not a disciplined fighter. You know what I'm saying? The guy be bent, and he's the ringleader of that rat pack of Errol Spence and Javante Davis and the Charlos. He's the older guy. He's the leader of that crew, and he don't even got a belt. At least the other guys are doing something. AB, man, I've washed my hands with AB. I don't got hate for the guy like a lot of other channels wish on his downfall. Nah, but at the end of the day, what's good for boxing is Manny Pacquiao winning that fight so he can challenge himself against the other fighters. Because at the end of the day, Manny Pacquiao is still a bigger draw than everybody over there on PBC, and that's a fact. All right. Mike 104 says Pacquiao can be the spark PBC needed. Truth and rights. I agree with you 100% with that quote you just put on right there, Mike 104. From what it looks like, Thurman, Porter, Spence, and Garcia would all get in there with Pacquiao. I hope this raised the frequency of welterweight PBC cards. And that's exactly what I was talking about, Mike. That's what I'd like to see. You know what I'm saying? You know, like I said, Pacquiao's the biggest draw, biggest money maker over there on the PBC side now that he's aligned with Showtime and Al Heyman. And these guys going to want to fight him, you know what I mean? And, you know, at the end of the day, it's going to raise their notoriety, just like it would have for Terrence Bud Crawford. And I might make a video about that. I said that twice now, and I'm probably going to have to do it, man. Man, got things to do too, man. But this boxing shit got me going. When I get on a live stream, man, sometimes I can't stop. Mike D says 130 Pac was a beast. Watch Pac, man, versus David Diaz. Yeah, man. He obliterated that guy, David Diaz, dogs. He obliterated that man. That was a thorough beating, you know what I mean? That's actually where I think Manny Pacquiao was at his best. But actually, that fight with David Diaz was at 135. That was for the lightweight title, you know what I mean? But I do think Manny Pacquiao's best weight classes were like 126 and 130. You know what I mean? Yeah, we can't say that about Errol Spence, you know what I'm saying? Them fellas ain't moved up, you know what I mean? But y'all fellas calling him a beast, but you motherfuckers never called Pacquiao a beast. You know what I'm saying? You guys never called Jared Hurd a beast, but you called Jamel Charlo a beast while Hurd is unified. Guys are out of control, man. Guys are crazy, dogs. Guys have no perspective or intuition about this boxing shit, man. Fellas just talk out their ass or just regurgitate what another YouTuber said, man. Mike D says, I don't know. I rock with Broner every fight, but I'd be disappointed. But I still rock with dude. Guess I think. Hey, AB's a cool guy. He's a funny guy. As far as, you know, he brings entertainment to the sport, you know what I mean? But with that being said, he tries to be a Floyd Mayweather, talk that cash money shit, but he can't back it up. You know what I'm saying? And that's where his downfall is. And it's different if he was also not so arrogant and ignorant at times, you know what I mean? And getting into trouble with the law. These type of things won't help you in your boxing career, you know what I'm saying? And not even be able to make weight and coming up and catch weights. You know, the guy needs to get his ass whooped, man. That's what it is. Counterculture media. What's up, son? What's goody with you, man? I shouted you out in my last joint. He says, "What up, big homie? I don't think Pac will fight them dudes. He just wants a Floyd rematch." I heard Floyd Mayweather said, "Fuck Pacquiao, man. He trying to fight Khabib. So if that fight doesn't happen, Pacquiao gonna have to fight one of those guys. You know what I mean? He gonna have to fight one of them. You know what I'm saying?" And I personally think he can give some of these guys work, you know what I mean? Win, lose, or draw, I think it'll be competitive fights. And no shame in his game if he loses to young spring chickens, you know what I mean? At least he challenged him himself. But like you said, you know, he might not fight them guys. He just wants a Floyd rematch, but Floyd's calling the shots. And Floyd is even trying to act like he's now Errol Spence promoter, saying that, you know, they're not trying to make the Terrence Bud Crawford fight right now, you know what I mean? So Floyd Mayweather, you know, he's more looking forward for easy payday, high risk, no low risk, high reward, and that's Khabib, that UFC guy. Manny Pacquiao is a high reward and it's a high risk. You know what I'm saying? And if you don't believe me, ask Floyd. Floyd said it himself. Manny Pacquiao is probably the most dangerous fight I've ever fought. The guy sets all kind of traps. You know what I'm saying? Look how Floyd fought in that fight, man. Look how his pops was yelling at him. Go in for the kill, knock this motherfucker out. I had Floyd winning against Pacquiao 9 rounds to 3, but let Floyd Mayweather Sr. tell it in that corner. He ain't like what Floyd Mayweather was doing, you know what I mean? Because if you watch that fight, sure enough, you know what I mean? Floyd Mayweather was fighting a very cautious fight, you know what I'm saying? Very cautious fight. And that's no shame in his game. He won the fight. That's his style, you know what I mean? But he's not in there fighting a Conor McGregor where Floyd Mayweather could throw 3 lead right hands with no consequences and no body shots, just walking the man down. He can't do that against Pacquiao. He's going to get clipped. That's just the nature of what it is, you know what I mean? But some people, they mind frame or boxing is so warped, they don't really consider these type of things. You know what I mean? Where we at? Like D says, I like being let down. Well, you will be let down if you root for Broner versus Pacquiao, man. You will be let down, and if that's what you like, you're gonna get it come January. You know what I mean? Mike D says Pac can still beat all the current champs. I think he beats Keith Thurman. Not today. I thought he could beat him his whole ever since I knew Keith Thurman. You know what I'm saying? Errol Spence, that's a whole different beast though, because Errol Spence is a big dude in the body shots. Pacquiao don't like them body shots, man. I think Errol Spence he's a big dude. He probably could fold. He could probably fold the man Manny Pacquiao into quitting. He probably could get a stoppage. That's just what I think, you know what I mean? I could be proved wrong, you know what I'm saying? The man Manny Pacquiao, hand speed and footwork, you know what I'm saying? But at the end of the day, it is a fight and, you know, anything could happen. Mike D says, and Porter used to be a sparring partner of Manny Pacquiao over there at the Wild Card Gym, you know what I mean? Mike D says, I think Danny Garcia got the better chance of beating Pac-Man with his catch and shoot style of boxing. Yeah, I don't know about Danny Garcia beating him right now, to be honest. He don't let his hands go. You know, that's you know, he's just too patient waiting on the counter punching. I thought Danny Garcia won that fight, you know what I'm saying, versus Porter, but I could see how somebody says he didn't win. There's times when he's not throwing punches for a good 30 seconds. He's just waiting for the, you know what I mean? And, you know, just watching the fight just based off pure aggression, that was all Shawn Porter. You know what I'm saying? And Manny Pacquiao, he lets his hands way more than Shawn Porter, you know what I mean? Mike D says, I thought Floyd fought a very cautious fight indeed. He did, no doubt about it. He did. Because that was the biggest fight of his career. And that fight was built up so much, you know, if Floyd wet the bed, he'd still be hearing it till today, you know what I mean? By all means, Floyd had to come out that fight with the W, you know what I'm saying? And he did. Fox Strike says Pac versus Porter. Let's have it. I'd love to see that fight. Those two guys used to spar. He used to be a sparring partner of Pac at the Wild Card Gym. Fox Strike says It'd be better than Broner upcoming suicide. Yeah, no doubt about it. That'd be a better fight. Fox Strike says, I wouldn't be shocked if Uncle Al had Pac giving Berto another payday. I wouldn't be surprised either, Fox Strike, because Berto is a guy who's, he's in the good books of Al Heyman. He's a guy who will always get opportunities. You know what I mean? Fuck with Al Heyman. You know what I'm saying? Guys like him and Robert Guerrero, those were guys who, for whatever reason, even if they came off losses, they got good opponents in their next fights. You know what I mean? You know what I'm saying? But I wouldn't want to see Pac-Man versus Berto, no. But I wouldn't doubt that would happen. Fox Strikes. Fox Strike says, hopefully, laughing with, I'm sorry, Mike D laughing with Fox Strike say, hopefully Broner show up. Fox Strike says, I'm done picking Broner to win fights. He should have let his hands go, but let his hands go or not, Broner getting fucked up. Yeah, man, I picked Broner to beat Vargas, man. I did. And he got the W. He got the draw, but I scored it a draw, but he was down 4-2 after 6 rounds. How you gonna be down 4-2 to Jesse Vargas? So the second half of the fight, he showed heart. He showed a lot of counter punching, and he fought a good fight. But he had to win the majority of the later rounds, and 4-2 again in the later rounds, and he just couldn't get the W. You know what I mean? So, you know, that was his fault. Now he gonna get that work fucking with Pacquiao. You know what I mean? Mike D says, I want to see that Berta versus Collazo rematch. Always like Collazo. I'd love to see that, Mike D. And I thought Collazo won the first fight versus Berto. That fight was almost 10 years ago now. I'd love to see that rematch. Yes, indeed. Them the kind of rematches I'd like to see, or like Ortiz and Berto, a third fight because they split their first two. Berto versus Devin Alexander. The lower class of the welterweight guys on PBC fight each other. Whoever comes out on top gets title shots. You know what I'm saying? Can't be getting title shots like Andre Berto. I thought he lost to Devin Alexander. Then you get a title shot at no. Victor Devin Alexander got robbed twice in his last two fights. You know what I mean? He should get an opportunity before Victor Ortiz and Berto for a world title shot. But that's what I'd like. Lamar Peterson is now also in that boat, in my opinion. Lamar Peterson, Mike D suggested Lamar Peterson versus Pacquiao is a better fight than Pac versus Berto. It is. But Lamar Peterson, to me, is in that same category right now as Berto's, Devin Alexander's, Victor Ortiz's, Riverside Rocky, these type of Louis Collazo, these guys who are former world champions. But in this day and age, they can't beat the top welterweights. But they should get an opportunity. You never know. One of them, I probably can guarantee one of them, if they get an opportunity, they're fighting any of the real welterweights. One of those guys will have an upset. And it ain't going to be Victor Ortiz or Berto. So I'll probably give it to maybe Lamont Peterson, maybe Devin Alexander, depending on who Devin fight. Mike D says Collazo won on my cards too, B Marsh. No doubt. Yeah, man. I thought Collazo won that fight, you know what I mean? Fox Strike says I wouldn't mind Guerrero Berto too, but Bob retired. Oh yeah, that'd be hey man, that first fight, Robert Guerrero, man, he beat the shit out of Berto, man. He beat the shit out of him. He showed him no respect, man. And hey man, I've always liked the Ghost. You know what I mean? Robert Guerrero, he's retired now. That ain't gonna happen. But that could have should have happened. Matter of fact, that's Guerrero got beat up by. What was his last fight? By what's that kid from Texas who was a former lightweight champion? The guy was supposed to fight Broner too instead of Jesse Vargas. Omar Figueroa. You know what I'm saying? Omar Figueroa, he retired and ended the Ghost Guerrero. But I'd have liked the Ghost Guerrero to try to come back, man, get one more fight Berto in a rematch. You know what I mean? But it is what it is. Mike 104 says Victor Ortiz is tripping. Yeah. Yep. He definitely is. Fox Strike says Berto gonna need a better ref though. Yeah, if he fights the man Porter beat him with headbutts alone. Mike D says, I don't get into people criminal problems. Innocent until proven guilty. Sure enough, but hey, it is what it is, man. Victor Ortiz is kind of not irrelevant right now in the boxing game, you know what I mean? Because he has legal issues he has to deal with, you know what I mean? I think even what's his name? Mike 104 says Aaron Martinez. Yeah, what about Aaron Martinez? Aaron Martinez fought the Ghost Guerrero in a close fight. He dropped the Ghost. You know what I mean? The fight could have gone either way. They gave the victory to the Ghost Guerrero. But now I was talking about Omar Figueroa. He's the one who ended um, the Ghost Guerrero. But my conclusion to this video, my conclusion is that the man Manny Pacquiao is doing was good for him because Showtime PBC is where the best action is in American boxing. That's where the best talent pool is, and the best talent pool. And like I said, who would have ever thought in a million years we'd have seen Al Haymon and Manny Pacquiao aligned together? I like it, and I can't wait to see what the future holds for Manny Pacquiao in this PBC venture. Big ups to Mike 104, Fox Strikes, Mike D, the so-called Black. Big ups to everybody who came through, my man Counterculture Media. Big ups to UG. And I'm out of here. Leave your thoughts and comments. Appreciate everybody participating in the chat. And if you're going to listen on archives, leave your thoughts and comments. Let me know what y'all think about Manny Pacquiao aligning with Al Haymon. I'm out of here. Peace.